Charles Barkley told ESPN's Get Up that James Harden might be the best player in the league and that he's the most awesome offensive player he's ever seen, putting him over the likes of Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. I'm Robin Lundberg here with Ashley Nicole Moss. And Ashley, Daryl Morey has made a similar case before. So what do you say? Could you make the case that James Harden is the best offensive player ever?
No, I think when you have people like LeBron James still in the league, and I think you mentioned them, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, it's hard to kind of put Harden in that same conversation, especially when you look at how the league has changed. You don't have to go against such tough, rough defenses like you used to. And I think that's what always puts Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant tiers above everybody else, and that will continue to put them tiers above players that come after them because they had to go against a lot tougher defenses. It was harder to score. You would get beat up every time you were in the paint. So being offensively gifted in scenarios like that just speaks more to your greatness as a player. But that's not saying that James Harden's anything to laugh at. I mean, you look at what he did for the Rockets. He was the reason that the Rockets became relevant. I mean, he was out there essentially doing it by himself night in and night out. So you can't say that it's not somewhat true, but it's not completely true in the way that Charles Barkley said it with such conviction.
Well, LeBron James is the best offensive player ever in my mind, and he played in the same era as Kobe Bryant. I mean, they played 13 years together. I think it's just tougher to guard now. I don't necessarily think just because it was more physical back in the day that the defenses were superior. I think the way the court is spread now just makes it so tough to deal with these guys, considering where they'll shoot from. But LeBron doesn't get brought up in these conversations a lot because he's so good at everything. But you're talking about somebody who might be the all-time leading scorer when he's done and top 5 in assists. That counts for generating offense. And James Harden is sort of from the LeBron mold a little bit. He's more like LeBron than he is MJ or Kobe to me, with a dash of a Lillard or a Curry, the step back threes and the stuff that he does. What made MJ and Kobe so special was their mid-range game. But when you're talking about as an offensive creator and generator, he's right up there. The one thing that's missing is that signature run. And I think that's what's holding him back. If he has that in Brooklyn, I do believe you'll see the dam break on him in these conversations.
Yeah, that's a good point also because, at the end of the day, we like to talk about rings. They like to say that men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. And then although James Harden has the offensive numbers and all the regular season stats to go ahead and back up these claims and to back up these statements made by other people, the great Charles Barkley and some other people in the league, at the end of the day, he doesn't have the hardware, and the hardware is what makes all the difference, whether you like to admit it or not. It's why KD's in the conversation. It's why LeBron's in the conversation. It's why Steph Curry's in the conversation, because outside of just having the stats, they also have the rings on their fingers. So if James Harden gets that, then he's going to be in a whole different echelon of players. Right now, he's kind of on the outside looking in. He's like the person who can't hate from outside the club because they can't get in. He's just looking through the window like, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I can do it. So we're going to see. Time will tell.
What's funny is the way he left Houston, you would have thought would have left a negative mark. But I think people are starting to see, because of all the coverage the Nets get, and appreciate him to a different degree. Obviously, he's played a little bit differently in Brooklyn. And that's what this is more about. Whenever you have these arguments, people are going to disagree or nitpick the greats. All these guys are all-time great players. But I think you see the way Harden is able to score, which we all knew, draw fouls, which we all knew, and distribute, which I think people are seeing on a grand stage. It's more a testament to this being the year that kind of cemented him.